Welcome to another sonnet reading and discussion with Anne and myself. And before we discuss Sonnet 29 and its background and what we think it means, we're going to have Justin Scalise give us a reading and some of his quick thoughts.
When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contented least. Yet in these thoughts, myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I think we can all identify with feeling down about ourselves and our state, current state, and whatever we're going through in life, and sort of comparing ourselves to others and wishing we had it better, and the grass is greener, right? And but there's hopefully for each of us at least one person in our lives whose love, whose care, whose attention makes us forget those bad things and realize that we've actually got it really good. In fact, that unconditional love, hopefully, I certainly do, and so that's who I think of when I think of this sonnet.
All right, Anne. This one is your favorite, right? Or one of your
I think
favorites?
this is actually Justin's favorite.
Oh, okay. This is Justin's favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was a famous play in the mid-20th century called Fortune and Men's Eyes that was really about a guy in prison. But this is, when you are in disgrace, and that's an awful, awful feeling. And here he says, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse these are, talk about passionate and sad moments. You want to be somebody else, featured like him with friends possessed. So looking like that guy that has all the friends all around him. And this is a typical setup of a 14-line sonnet, right? Where you're setting up one idea and then you get to yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, happily I think on thee. So this is the yet part. So we'll have 8 lines and then we'll have this sort of exception. So oftentimes you'll see a but, and here it's a yet.
Oh, yet in these thoughts myself, I'm almost despising, happily I think on the. So, okay, so he sets it up by talking about, and this is a feeling I think many of us have felt, even if it's not imprisonment, it's more like you can just be down on yourself. You could be in despair. You could think, woe is me.
And I think other people think badly of me.
Other people think badly of me. Or I'm just, whether that's true or not is irrelevant though, right? In a sense, it's the feeling that you have when you think I don't have any friends. Like nobody likes me. We've all thought of that.
Right.
It's one point in our life. Like, why am I doing this? Nobody likes me. Nobody comes to my parties, right? Like nobody comes to my hangouts. They're all going to, that person. So you feel disgraced, you feel like you're bewept, alone, my outcast state. Most of us have felt like outcasts at one point in our life, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries. And this is kind of, exactly, shaking your fist at the heavens, but it's like bootless. It's a deaf heaven. Heaven doesn't care, which I think we've all felt that, right? Like with that, even if it's not heaven, even if you're an atheist, it's just like someone out there. There's that feeling of someone, please save me, in a sense. And he goes through all these things. I wish I was like this other people. I was desiring that I was like that person or had that person. I just said this about Justin. I was like, man, I wish I had Justin's voice, right? Like I just said that. We all do that all the time.
Yeah.
So all these are so common. And then there's this idea at the end that, okay, but I have this one person, right? This one love, this one human love, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what else you would call it. That is remembered such well things. And then I scorn to change my state with kings.
I wouldn't be anybody else.
I wouldn't want to be that guy or that guy or that guy because I have you, right? And that's all I need.
And you're there. You're there.
And you're there and you understand.
Yes.
On some level, it's a kind of feeling of understanding.
And it totally flips because it goes from black to, and then like the lark to at break of day arising. So you get that image of the lark going up toward sun. From sullen earth sings hymns at Heaven's Gate. And that is the title of the movie Heaven's Gate comes from this.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Isn't that great?
Have you ever seen Heaven's Gate?
No.
Oh, God. Don't watch.
It goes on.
I mean, it's weird. But anyway, that's really interesting because Heaven's Gate is a famous movie by Michael Cimino, who did Deer Hunter. And it basically sank a whole movie studio. It was that
It is known
crazy.
for being a failure in a
Biggest failure ever. But there is some beauty to it. But yeah, he had this grand anyway, so Heaven's Gate. Sorry, I won't get off on a tangent. But yeah, so like to lark at break of day arising from sullen earth. So yeah, so you have, and it's a really good image. So this is one of the great things about sound and meaning and poetry in a sense. Because yeah, like you're saying, like the rest of it feels like beweep out, like it feels like you're in the dirt. Like it's what it feels like when in disgrace, you're looking up at heaven is the feeling, but then you have this image of like a little lark. So if someone were painting this,
there is a famous painting.
Oh, of this?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah.
But then you can imagine the lark going up toward heaven and
the
out of the
rising.
muck. And it's bringing this message, and that message is your sweet love, which is all the wealth that you need.
Yes. And that's coming down to line 12. And then we're going to get the final couplet is going to put it together. For thy sweet love, remembered, such wealth brings, that I scorn to change my state with kings. So the couplets often end in that rhyme to sort of really close it off. And what a statement to make.
Yes.
I would rather be in love with you than be a king.
For your sweet love remembered, such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings. Yeah, and it's a good message about there's certain things you cannot control about other people's view of you, of the level of your wealth at all times of your life. Something might go up, go down. Life has that turbulence to it for most people. But one of the values of finding a true love, like someone that is that unchangeable, undying, forever, wealth that it gives you spiritually forever. And that's why the marriage vows are till death do you part, in sickness and in health, because it's about all the things that happen. And it's like, there's one partnership. This is why, despite all the, polyamory stuff and like people don't believe in monogamy as much and marriage, like is marriage even worth it? I still believe, because there's a value as a human to that level of constancy. And I think he's showing you here in this poem that value.
And let me say, for Shakespeare, even if you don't get that marriage, even if that person exists, so it's the remembering that person.
Yeah, don't tell me that.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's an important thing to think about.
That sweet love remembered.
Yeah, like it could just be a memory of that person.
Yes.
And memory is a very powerful. But that's now we're talking about tragedy.
No.
But sure, memory can. Viktor Frankl wrote about that actually in Man's Search for Meaning, about what got him through Auschwitz. I think it was Auschwitz. One of the concentration camps Auschwitz was thinking about his wife, and the remembrance of it gave him the ability to be out of disgrace and that type of thing. I think that's what I take out of it, rather than some love lost type thing. That's what I want to take out of it.
Okay,
but
you're such an optimist, my friend.
I gotta keep going. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
All right,
right.
we got to keep going too.
Well, that's it. All right. So anything else in Sonnet 29?
No, but we hope you go read it.
Yes. Continue reading it.